Okay, in today's class, I am going to explain how to create a marriage app in Python. Okay, GUI based graphical user interface marriage app in Python language. So within this app, this app provides user registration. So if anybody wants to be part of any marriage app like shadi.com, bharatmatrimonial.com, like that, first of all he needs to register himself by his name, age, gender, caste, etc. Generally for GUI based marriage app in Python, TK enter library we will use here, and for user registration like his name, age, gender, caste, etc. And then profile display. How to display the profile? By simple search, find profiles by name. Okay, so for this we need to install tk enter. Okay, if already installed, no need to install. And then we need to run the script. Okay, install the tk enter. So let us see how to write the code to register the profiles. Okay, and then how to search the profile by name. So name is what? Marriage app. Marriage app. App means application. Okay, a program. Marriage app in Python. GUI, graphical user interface version. So first of all we need to install what? Import tkinter. Import tkinter. What I told you, that tkinter, this is a library mostly used in Python to create the GUI based applications, graphical user interface based applications. So in further, if I want to call this every time tkinter, no. So I will call this as a short name, any tk. It is up to you, you keep your name, my name, whatever. Okay, tk shortly. And then from this tk enter we need to import message box. Why? Because already from tkinter import what? Message box. What is the need of message box? This is part of tkinter. Message box to pop up the messages of any errors and if any messages. Okay, and to store the database. Okay, so whenever bride and bridegroom, if they want to register their profiles, so that time, registration time, the data will be stored in a database. Okay, that will be provided by SQLite 3. SQLite 3. So it will provide the database. So whenever user bride and bridegroom, if they register their data with their name, gender, age, okay, location, like that, whatever, that all the data will be stored in this SQLite 3. So this, it will provide the database. Next word, first of all, database setup. We will how to set up the database. First of all, the code we need to write database setup. Okay, how to set up the database? Already everybody knows that what is database. Database is nothing but a data which will be stored in the form of rows and columns. So maybe any number of rows, any number of columns, that will be called a table. So if a database may have only one table, many tables, all the tables may be related, that is called relational database management system. Okay, so like what your SQL, MySQL, so Oracle, so many are there. So here, how to set up the database setup? First up, we need to write the code like this: conn. So it indicates what, how to connect the database. So that is what SQLite 3 dot. Okay, so whenever you keep the dot operator, so try to get connect. This is called connect. Okay, you take this to connect with the database. Okay, so the database generally we might have kept some name of any database. So take this database name. Suppose you feel that marriage. So if any database we have created, okay, so we need to take from there. If any database is created, okay, .py, not db, that is what database. Okay, if any database you have created, and that will be, otherwise whatever the data given by the bride and bridegroom, they will be stored in this database by SQLite 3. Okay, so by this code, connectivity with this database, this code. Next, cursor is equal to conn dot cursor. What do you mean of this? We need to understand this code now. What is the meaning of this? So now, as I told you that, so this SQLite, okay, it will create the database. If any, otherwise, if a already existed database will be connected, otherwise if there is no any existing database, it will create the database. Okay, this is called, what is the use of this? Cursor. So by this code, it creates a cursor object. Okay, what is the need of cursor object? So cursor object is what you know, a cursor object which will allow us to create execute SQL commands. Okay, so if you have not created cursor object, okay, so that moment what happens, the Python will not be able to execute SQL commands. So if we need to execute SQL command, we need to create a cursor object. So what are the SQL commands? Like insert, select, update, like that. Okay, so if we consider this as a pointer, so it moves through the database and retrieves the data or modifies the data. So this conn dot cursor, this line of code creates a cursor object, okay, to execute all SQL commands like insert, delete, select. Okay, so why do we need of this cursor object here? Without the cursor, Python cannot execute SQL commands. Okay, so if we consider this as a pointer, so assume that it will go into the database and retrieves the data and